Ding, 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 ding. Fun fact time. Welcome back, everybody, for season 2, episode 2. And our special guest today is Father Roth, the new pastor of St. Joseph's Parish.
Hey, how we doing?
And what am I, chopped liver?
And Mr. Eckhart, my co-host.
Thanks, James.
You're welcome.
Do you have some questions for Father Roth?
Yes, I do have a lot of questions. So, where did you grow up?
I grew up most of my life in Gettysburg. I was born in Pittsburgh. I lived a bit in Buffalo, New York. But yeah,
Buffalo?
Buffalo. You know Buffalo?
Yeah.
How do you know Buffalo?
My cousins live in East Aurora. Do you know what that is?
I don't know that one. I'm guessing it's a
It's
suburb
like-
of it.
It's like 45 minutes away from Buffalo, like really close though.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so it's Hamburg, which is a suburb of it.
And so and I've driven by it to get to Niagara Falls on vacation this summer.
Oh yeah, it's right there. It's right nearby. But most of my life was in Gettysburg. Like I say, Gettysburg is actually a small town called Littlestown. I grew up well in the country. Like it took 20 minutes to drive into town where I lived. And plus, yeah, around farms. I grew up. See what I have. I had a hay farm across the road, fruit and vegetables down the road, and actually a stable kind of behind our house down the hill.
So were you on a farm, or?
No, that's I grew up around farms. My dad was actually a salesman. He worked down around Washington, Baltimore area. That's how we ended up in Gettysburg. So then he could easily drive down to wherever he needed to be that day. And my mom was a nurse. She worked at the local hospital, Hanover Hospital.
Did you play any sports when you were a kid?
I did. Yes, I grew up. The sport I played since I could walk was soccer. Huge fan of soccer. I still play it to this day. The other one was wrestling. I was a big wrestler. I enjoyed wrestling mainly in high school. And I was obviously, so I'm still 5'5". I was a lightweight. So I wrestled 119. I started around 119 in high school, and I ended wrestling 125.
Wrestling and soccer. So like anybody out there that's listening that's got a pick-up soccer game that's obviously not on a Sunday, you need to let Father Roth know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit about soccer still. So I actually play soccer.
Do you? Okay.
I actually have my first practice of the season today.
Nice. Where do you like playing on the field?
Goalie or mid?
So you like being control of the game.
I play in AYSO.
Yep.
Do you know what that is?
Yep. I played in that growing up, middle school and such.
Yeah, so you're on a different team every season in AYSO. Was that the case for you?
Kind of. In my town, in Littlestown, we had only. I guess we had 2 teams, but I should say just from the town. Then we'd go to the different towns to play against them. So I was always with generally the same group of guys, and that was true the whole way up through college and club. Or sorry, not college, high school and club and all that stuff. It was the same group of guys we played together since we could walk. Really, since I moved to Littlestown, we were on the same team. So, and even to this day, we're still all close friends.
So CSSC is club soccer.
Yep.
And so that I tried out once and I didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because there was a lot of people in my age group.
Yep. Yeah, that can be hard.
And there weren't that many spots left. Didn't make it. And so if you're in CSSC though, I think the coaches have to sign up and then they make a team. And then if the coaches can't do it, the team ends and you have to retry out. So it's kind of sad if your team ends, because my brother Andrew,
mm-hmm.
he was on the same team with his with a really close friend named Noah.
Okay.
They're still in touch because he lives close by, but he was on the same soccer team, and so then the coaches didn't have any more time for it, so they had to stop the team, and then he had to retry out with me for my first tryout, and we both didn't make it. So I'm still doing AYSO. Yeah, and. Do you follow FIFA, actual soccer?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I follow international, obviously, as everybody does. Then my favorite is English Premier League, the EPL.
I personally don't really have an answer for this question, but this is a big debate for soccer fans. Who do you think's better, Ronaldo or Messi?
I am a Messi fan. I put him down as number 1 I don't even put Ronaldo as number 2. I have other guys I think that played in the past that are actually still better than Ronaldo. Ronaldo is great because he was a great. He kind of was like Beckham, where Ronaldo is great on set pieces and placing the ball where he wants it. It's why he could keep playing soccer well after Messi really could. I know Messi's playing in Miami, but MLS is a big step lower than Barcelona and over in Europe. And so Ronaldo was able to stay in the major team clubs longer than Messi because he's better at like a set piece. And if he gets a set piece, which is like you place the ball and you get to kick it for free, right? Anywhere near the 18, which is the bigger box, right? He's going to put it in the back of the net. It's just going to happen. Messi is better with the ball on his foot when he's running. And if you especially look at Messi, anything from his beginning of his career to 5-6 years ago, what he was able to pull off was otherworldly, right? He is definitely, I think it's easy to say he's the best soccer player ever. When you get starting to number 2, that's where the discussion starts to happen with for me, really. But Ronaldo, I don't say he's not good and he's not an amazing player, and I think it's fair to argue which one's better. But Ronaldo, I think it's a little deceptive how good he was because he was good at set pieces, which is a lot like Beckham. Beckham could play, honestly, he could go and play in a major club. Oh, David Beckham. David Beckham was an English player. He's from England. And he could put the ball wherever he wanted. He was a guy, it didn't matter where he was standing on the field. He could place the ball at any height and any possession anywhere on the field.
Which sport did you follow any of your sports into college?
Not really. I mean, I technically played college soccer, but that was my club in high school were a higher competition than my first year of college.
College. Where'd you go to college?
Penn State, but this was like Mont Alto. So my first 2 years were at Mont Alto, which is a small branch campus. It's actually their science branch campus. Oh, I want to say they're closing it. Anyways, but yeah, so they had there's a small club thing that the smaller campuses kind of worked with.
Played the soccer there.
Yeah, it wasn't really Penn State soccer.
And then you went to Penn State for physics.
The main. Yep.
And how did you end up going to seminary?
It's kind of almost like two side things, right? So for seminary, I actually kind of always felt like I was called to be a priest. It was just something always in the back of my head. I really loved going to mass. I enjoyed, every Sunday, if I would be the one being, hey, let's go, come on, everybody, well, let's go to mass then, right? But I didn't know how to become a priest. I grew up in a small town. I didn't go to Catholic school. I was public school because the Catholic school near me didn't have soccer, and so that was I
ruled it out. Right?
Yeah, it ruled out the option of going to the Catholic school for me at that age. Right now that I get to see Catholic schools, I kind of somewhat regret it, but I formed through soccer. I formed such solid friendships. I also don't regret it, but I really enjoyed. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I didn't know how to become a priest, though. That's the big thing. Is I grew up in a small little country town. We never. The only priest I ever saw was this old man, Father Sterner, and he was since I was little, he was like a grandfather. He was old when I was really little, and we had him for 23 years. So my entire life, I really only knew one priest, and for him, how he became a priest, because as I'm trying to figure out, okay, if I feel like I'm called to be a priest, I guess I'll ask him how he did it, and that's probably just how everybody does it. So he went to college, became a high school teacher. He taught history class, and then after a few years, he entered seminary. And so I was like, okay, so obviously to become a priest, you go to college, you get a college degree, you get some few years of work underneath you, and then you can enter. Then you are allowed to apply for seminary. That's just what I understood, and that's exactly what I did. And when I was ready to go into college, for me, I'm really good at math. It comes very naturally to me. And I really enjoy physics, or science in general. And so physics was a very natural fit because I could keep up with the math and I could do the math that had to be done for it while still enjoying the part of science that I really liked. But it wasn't until the end of college is when I was looking at what should I do next. That's when it started becoming a real option to enter seminary, because I was looking, I was like, well, if I become, what I wanted to do is continue towards a professorship and do my own research, etc. The problem was to become a professor, it's 6 years and so many years of postdoc, and I was like, well, then I knew there's several years right now, 6 years of seminary. I was like, well, before I ever get where I feel like I'm called to be, it's going to be 20 years down the road. Maybe I'll just call the diocese, figure out what happens, and see what if they take me early, right, without actual job experience. I had worked many jobs. I'd worked in factories, on farms since I could walk, things like that. It's like, maybe they'll let me in. And that's when I found out you can enter seminary after high school. And I was like, oh, well, so technically I don't have to have years of job experience, and I could enter after college. And they say, yes. And
so having a degree when you go to seminary, is it a shorter track then?
it is. If you enter out of high school, it's 8 years. If you enter out of college with a college degree, it's 6. So you do, for me, especially for me, because all I did was math and science, I had to do 2 years of philosophy, which is kind of like how you argue for stuff, and then 4 years of theology.
So, do you follow any other sports? Like, not like follow, like watch, besides soccer?
Yeah. Penn State football is a big one. Then I'm all Steelers. I'm all Pittsburgh.
Yay,
I
Steelers.
bleed or black and gold, right? And so it's Pittsburgh Steelers, Pirates, and Penguins. I always say the Pirates are my penance to root for this. So I can root for the Steelers and Penguins.
Yeah,
They never have a good season.
Yeah, I have a hard
This
time.
is like their best season in a while, and they're
I have a
like,
hard time rooting for the Pirates, but I'm all ready for Steelers football. You ready for Steelers football, James?
No. Yeah.
What's your team?
Giants.
Giants. Okay. From New York?
Because my dad grew up in New York, and I have like a lot of family in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So my second favorite team is actually the Bills.
That's me. Same. That's good. Well, because I lived a while in Buffalo.
And so, and I don't know if you know this, but the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles are the triangle of hate.
They don't like
basically.
each other?
Like, they're like huge rivals. So I like basically despise the Eagles and Cowboys. So my brother made up this thing called the triangle of hate between all 3 teams. And then like the Commanders are just like left out in the corner.
Okay. Yeah,
they're also in their division.
We got Penn State. We got seminary. Where'd you go to seminary?
Mount St. Mary's.
Mount St. Mary's.
Emmitsburg. So just if you went down 15, which isn't far away from here, you just followed 15 the whole way into Maryland. As soon as you cross Maryland, there's a giant golden statue of Mary on a hill. That's Mount St. Mary's.
Yeah. It's also close to Gettysburg.
It is. Yeah, actually, it's not a far drive.
So
from
how
my
big
parents'
is the statue?
Oh, it's actually huge. I can't even tell you. It's on its pedestal, it's well taller than anything in Danville.
Yeah.
Like, I would say the top of the pedestal is the top of the church's steeple. And so then she's up there, and she's probably 3 or 4 stories tall. 3 stories tall. I'd put 3 stories.
Yeah,
So
and it's and gold. And
Yeah,
really
gold.
reflective. And when the
Super
sun hits it, it's just like you see it from miles
Actually,
and miles away.
The U.S. military uses it as a marker. So Camp David is on the other side of the hill from
I didn't know that.
from Mount St. Mary's. And so, yeah, they actually use the giant golden statue of Mary so that the aircraft, the fighter jets, can find the Camp David. Because they'll see that from miles away. It's a lit up golden statue of Mary. And so if they're flying to that, they know on the other side of that statue is Camp David.
Ding, 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 ding. Fun fact time. So, Mount St. Mary's, while we were talking about that, there is this person who's up for sainthood. Not, like, what do they call someone who's not a saint, but it's like a blessed, like venerable?
He is blessed.
Blessed.
Okay, so blessed. So, like, Carlo Acutis was?
Carlo Acutis right now is blessed up until September. Yeah. And so it goes venerable. So it's like servant of God, venerable, blessed above that, and finally above that is saint.
Blessed Father Rother went to Mount. I always forget the name so quickly. Like Mount St. Mary's. Okay, Mount St. Mary's, and so he was a priest who actually was serving in South America. Where was it? Cuba? Guatemala. And so the government wanted him dead. And so, because the Christians in Guatemala were like feeding people, hiding people that the government wanted to kill. And so, he was staying in this place, and he'd change his room every night so they couldn't find him, and they wouldn't know which room he was in. And so they ended up finding him eventually, and so they knocked on the door. They opened it. He fought with them a little, and Mr. Ecken finished this.
You don't want to say that he got shot in the head twice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a family-friendly podcast, but
I'll take the hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that'll be neat because that'll make that area
Two saints.
Yep.
Very.
Oh.
And yeah.
What's the second saint?
Saint Elizabeth Ann Seton, the person who started Catholic schools in our country, and now Blessed Stanley Rother, which you can even call. It's technically now you could call Emmitsburg the cradle of saints because even though he's not called Saint Father Stanley Rother, he is still, by being blessed, means he is in heaven, and anybody in heaven is a saint, right? And actually, one of those beautiful parts of Blessed Stanley Rother's life is I loved when basically they found out that these squads from the government are going around and capturing and taking Catholics and Catholic priests. A bunch of American priests who were down there in mission came back, right? The bishops called them back like, guys, you got to get out. It's not safe. And after a week retreat in Mount St. Mary's, he goes back down to his diocese and he goes to his bishop and he tells him his famous line, "A shepherd doesn't leave his sheep." And that's when he flew down with full understanding that within a couple months he would be martyred.
Yeah. And a lot of interesting things. Mount St. Mary's would have been his second seminary, right?
At least, yeah. At that time, Mount St. Mary is actually known as the Last Chance Seminary. It was really so. Stanley Rother, he failed out of several. I want to say 2 seminaries before he. Because he couldn't learn languages. He could not learn Latin. He struggled with languages, and at his time, you had to be able to speak Latin. You had to be really good at Greek, ancient Greek specifically, right? And you have all these other languages. Nowadays,
I'm glad you said this about Stanley Rother because I have no aptitude for languages.
Yeah, he had none, and so they sent him to Mount St. Mary's as maybe this flunk will somehow make it through, and now the guy who could barely pass a class is.
Well, he learned Spanish by living it, right?
Yeah, that's a crazy thing about it.
Yeah.
Like a guy who couldn't learn languages went to a country that didn't speak his language. He learned it and he translated the entire Bible for them in their own native language. It wasn't Spanish. It was the Incan, I believe, language.
Yeah. That's good fun fact time there.
If I had my country book from the school library that I checked out, I could do it. Because Incas lived in Peru and Guatemala, so yeah.
All right. Well, real quick before we get out of here, James, we need to pick a name for who's going to be on next week.
Yeah, and Father Roth gets to hear it. Okay.
Maybe you could let him pick.
Oh.
You want to pick? Okay.
Sure.
You gotta close your eyes, ruffle your hand around, and pick one out. Can I read it though? Can I
Sure.
read it? Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, can I read
That I
it?
could make sure I got one. There it is.
We have Juliet Feringer. Am I pronouncing that right?
I don't know. Let me look. It's Juliet. Yeah. Great. She's a new student. Just started this year. All right,
Okay.
Juliet, you're going to be with us next. Oh, go ahead.
Let's see what she.
Well, no. We'll save that for the episode.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
3 topics are excited to talk about that she wrote down are ELA, music, and TV shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got any final thoughts? This one's going long. I'm going to be hacking lots out. So anything else for Father Roth?
Nope. We can end this episode.
All right. We're going to go out with a prayer.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that in the beginning.
We'll do it at the end.
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and Hail
Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners,
Now
and at the hour of our death. Amen. Awesome. Well, thank you, Father.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
And we'll say goodbye to our listeners. Thanks for listening. See ya.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
St. Joseph,
Fighter jets and such, and helicopters or whatever.
And Mrs. Lopez, just wanted to let you know that Max came upstairs to me. We found out little stinker
if they need to mobilize like a bunch of aircraft, if they need to mobilize,
They'll do this. I say I'd cut this out, but I might put it on the end as like a trailer teaser.
just like try and we're trying to talk.
Yeah.
But anyways, if